Hi, Simone.
Hi, Dottie. How are you?
I'm well.
I think everybody has a smile on their face that I know. I think so much has been lifted off of us in the last, 4 or 5 days. I don't know. Maybe it's been a week. It seems like it just happened, but
Uh-huh.
I've never seen so many smiling faces and uplifted hearts and
I know.
energy, you know? So
Relief.
yeah, relief, exactly. And now the healing comes, and that's why I thought we talked about doing a show about, well, especially being inspired by Amanda Gorman's poem, her oration, really,
Yes.
and taking a few of her lines and then talking about how we're going to work with others this year to help, create what needs to be created for that strength to come out in us.
I'm also thinking that because we discussed that poem, and I think probably every person in this country was discussing that poem in one way or another. And I think it was a very healing poem.
Mhm. And what was struck me is for one so young in age and so old in spirit, embodied that way. I mean, the way her hands were moving and she just went with the vibration, and oh my God, so elegant.
So elegant, and a young girl with the poise and the abilities and the intentions and just magnificent
Hmm.
of a person far older.
Hmm. And
An
so
old,
courageous
yeah. And there's a perfect example of what we talk about when we say an old soul.
and brazen, a
And
brazen
brazen.
old soul. I
Absolutely.
mean, she just let it rip. I just was like, wow.
I
Everybody,
know.
I know. And she and Gaga for me were like,
It
woo,
was great.
you
Tell
know.
me what you liked about her poem.
Well, I liked all of it. There wasn't anything I didn't like. How could I not? But I think
Exactly.
the last maybe 8 lines where she says, "Our people, diverse and beautiful, will emerge, battered and beautiful. When day comes, we step out of the shade, aflame and afraid. The new dawn blooms as we free it, for there is always light. If only we're brave enough to see it. If only we're brave enough to be it."
Yes.
So lovely. I mean,
So lovely.
so truthful. And yeah, I mean, that's it, isn't it? If only
Yes.
we're brave enough
Yeah.
to see what
Yeah.
needs to be done,
Yeah.
I would say within ourselves first, and then out in the outer world. And
Well, it is kind of what you and I do in the work that we do is help people be that light, be the light that they are,
yeah,
and recognize the light that they are,
and feel safe knowing it.
and be and safe knowing it. Absolutely.
I think
Yeah.
that's if any somebody coined said to me once, "You're really the goddess of permission." For me, that's what you are. You give me so much permission. And that was so delightful to hear that somebody felt that way, because that's what we're doing. We're opening doors,
That's all.
you know. We're the locksmiths. We're just opening those doors.
Over and over again. And the wonderful thing is, as with all healers, we're not healing anyone. They're doing it themselves. We open a door, we'll offer some seeds,
Yeah.
but those are the people who go through the door to
Yeah.
see what else is there. I
Hmm.
love that.
Hmm. And I feel so honored to show up for that. Like I was thinking last night, what would I be doing if I didn't do that? What would wake me up in the morning? What would my dreams be like? What would my everyday life be like if I wasn't in service that way? I
Good
can't
question.
imagine it.
I know.
I can't. I'd be like, well, what am I doing? Huh? You know what I mean? I mean, I
We're,
could write a book or something, but I mean, that's the same thing.
well, it's what we're all here for, isn't it? To make a difference.
It's that service. It's
It
that,
is absolutely.
you know.
Yeah.
And speaking of service, what's going on with the Palo School of Hypnotherapy? What's coming up here? Tell people a little bit about what they can expect from a program in the 101, because it's so fantastic how it becomes community really fast.
Oh my goodness, so fast. Well, especially in the classroom. And there are people who never knew each other before and are fast friends forever after taking that class. The whole class itself is really a basic introduction, if you will, and understanding of hypnosis as a therapeutic intervention. And because that's really all it is. And what hypnosis really truly is learning how to help other people change their perceptions.
Yeah.
That's really what it is.
Oh, that's a giant thing.
It's a giant thing because we're so stuck with our perceptions, and because they become our reality. And oh my God, if I go against that, that means I'm wrong. And there's the worst thing in the world is to be wrong, as Dale Carnegie once said.
Yeah, according to other people that have been in power, you know.
Yes, yeah. For people who want to learn how to help others, because that's what hypnotherapy is, helping others. For people who want to know how to be of service, this class is phenomenal for giving us a new way to look at things and how to do it.
And because you learn so much, you go through past life regression, and you go through, getting in touch with your intuition and energy fields, and leading people on these beautiful guided imageries, and learning how to help people heal themselves. I mean, it's just phenomenal.
Right. And that's what it is about healing.
Even if you never become a hypnotherapist as a profession, you're moved so deeply into parts of yourself you could not get to without going through your program. That's what I know.
Yes. Yeah. I have a psychiatrist that I know took our courses, and he is now utilizing hypnosis in his practice, and his patients are having phenomenal experiences.
Isn't that great?
I love it.
Yeah.
But you don't have to be a psychiatrist to be a hypnotherapist.
And here's the thing. You get Dorthy. And all of the hundreds of people, if you sat down with them and you asked them, what was the best thing about the Palo Alto School of Hypnotherapy? They would say, Dorthy. Because she is the teacher's teacher. She is incredibly funny, open, charismatic, filled with tools to give you. And there's a confidence, Dorthy, in your teaching.
I have to say that is where I'm a brazen broad.
Yep.
Because I do know what I'm talking about. And I've had more years of experience than some people have been alive. And I understand the process. I understand how the mind works. I understand how, when we're thinking a thought, it produces a physiological response. And teaching people these things and teaching people how to help others, to me, is just my life's work.
That's right.
And I hear that you are doing something new, or maybe not something new, but you're doing some things I'd like to hear about.
Well, I've been reading people for 35 years, and one-to-one is always very fascinating and all of that. I should say we've been, because I work with Kuan Yin, the Bodhisattva of compassion. But when I'm doing readings, which is some of what I do, I am using a part of myself. I'm allowing that to move out of the way of something greater, which is, to me, the most fantastic surrender I could ever know. And it's just a delight. It's that part of my life has been a delight. But what I have really opened up to in the last 5 years are these mentorship programs and apprenticeship programs that I'm doing one-to-one with people. It's different for each person. It's totally focused on what they need. I mean, I have some people that come in, they can work for 6 months or a year. I have some people who've been with me 3 or 4 years now. Some people come in and they have a lot of stuff that they have not dealt with. So, I might start with a numerology reading, and then we might look at where the blockages are, and then we might do some inner child work, or we might do some shamanic work. I never know how it's going to go in that direction. Some people want to come in because they want to do what I do.
Mhm.
So they go through a program and learn how to, some of them learn astrology, some of them learn numerology or tarot or all of it. Some people come in because they want to be closer to their guides and teachers and
Yeah.
on a much deeper spiritual path. And
Mhm.
that's really a part of each one of those things I talked about, because meditation and creating an altar that's alive and, really coming into a consciousness of oneness. Those are the basic tenets that I'm interested in teaching. So no matter what way people go, and oftentimes people, there's a lot of counseling that goes into it, because they get in there and then all of a sudden these new questions arise that they haven't thought about before.
Which is why they're there.
Yeah.
It isn't always interesting, right? And I know that you've experienced this as well. We sign up to take a class, or we are thinking, I'm going to learn this, and I need to ask this question, and we think that's why we're there
Mm-hmm.
in a class, in a group, and then something happens, and
Mm-hmm.
everything shifts
Mm-hmm.
for us,
Mm-hmm.
and that's why we were there.
Exactly. Exactly.
Yeah, it happens in classes too.
But I'm really interested now, and I'm doing these big healing circles at night, um, where I invite in the light and I become the light. I move into the consciousness of the light, and then I invite in people that are having illnesses of any kind or who just want to bathe in the light. I always bring in you and everybody that I love, all my family members who I consider tribal people. And then people like Thich Nhat Hanh show up. And I mean, it's just Ganesh came in. And then one night, Mark Chagall was dancing around, and spirit comes in.
Yes.
We're all just bathing in light. I have no control over it. The only thing I do is I do this waterfall thing through my body where
Mhm,
I'm not there. And it's just spirit
mhm,
flooding me with light.
mhm.
So I am really watching. Well, it changes me because from 3 to 5, mostly every night, I wake up and this effect of this light is so strong. And
Yes.
so I love to teach people how to do that so that they can do it too. So
Yeah.
they don't feel like they have to, think about, well, is Simone doing it tonight? Should I go blah, blah, blah? No, you do it. And I think I would love it when people get to a place, students and clients, and even people listening in right now can get to a place where they know that's all you are is light.
It's
The
all
rest,
you are.
the rest is an illusion, kiddos.
Mhm.
And we're living here on the planet, and it feels real, and everything. It's meant to feel real. And Trump was president, Biden's president now, and all of that.
Right.
And I go back to the old Satchidananda statement: there's only God, there's only light. The rest is all made up by your thoughts, like you were saying about perception. And it's such a delight to free people, to help them free themselves from these incredible chains we put on ourselves with our thoughts.
And therein is the miracle.
That's the
When
miracle.
we can get to that understanding, and I know it's difficult because we're trying to get to an understanding with a human brain,
Yeah,
and it's beyond our comprehension what it really is.
that's
you
right.
know. But if we can just touch on it, if we can just bring that in a little, and it opens up worlds that otherwise are unseen.
Well, it goes back to that brazenness again, doesn't it?
Yes.
Because so many people are afraid of finding out what's inside. And so maybe they don't want to do inner child work.
Hmm.
And then they have a session, as you know, because you do it too.
Right.
And they feel all the possibilities of healing that can take place.
Isn't that the truth?
All the possibilities that have been pushed to the back out of fear.
I know.
And to me, to watch people, the thrill of doing an apprenticeship and of anything where you're working a program with people is that you get to see them, you get to see their vastness.
Oh, is
God,
that, is that the best?
to see them bloom, to see them get what they wanted to get and get good
Yes.
at it. Oh my God.
Yeah. It's to watch someone light up,
Oh yeah.
to
John.
if we say enlightened,
Yeah.
okay,
Yeah.
but to watch that light come alive, it happens in class so often.
Oh, yeah.
And I know that it happens in your apprenticeships and all of the groups that you've ever done. But to see that is just, it fills your heart. And when you think about it, it's selfish.
It gives me a reason for everything I have experienced in my life,
Yes.
the down times, etc., that I can go to places with people that need to be gone to.
Yes.
And what a thrill that is.
That's my point, though.
Yeah.
It's such a thrill for me. It's almost like, oh, it's like the thrill is why I do it. No, it isn't. But as a human being, in a sense, it is kind of why I do it. Just to
And we
to
learn
see
so
that
much.
happen.
Yeah. And I learned so much.
Exactly.
So incredible. I become the student.
Teacher and student at the same time.
Yeah. I
And
mean,
anybody who does our work is doing that, I think.
well, I hope so.
I think so.
It's so fun. It's so fun to leave the podium, so to speak, and be in the student's chair, watching and noticing and taking it all in. And I have such incredible people come into my vista. I am so blessed.
Oh,
So
we both are.
I know. What was that? Is that the light coming in right now?
Yes.
Here it comes.
It's so we're both on screen at the same time, but
We
I
are.
just love what I do. I know you love what you do,
We do.
and it gives me a sense of making a difference.
Yeah.
And one person makes a difference every day on this planet.
Yeah. And I think the depths and the heights are so amazing. When I think sometimes that I've gone as far as I can with someone and then they just fly. I feel like some people come out of prison. And that's what I liked about Amanda's poem, because
Yes.
she was so free in that poem, really free and liberated. It was freeing to watch her.
When I was 22 years old, I did not have that poise, that sense of confidence and sense of self, and that she has. And to me, that's just, who I want to say to her, who were you before you were you?
Yeah. I mean, you can only imagine the lifetime she's had before
Oh,
this.
yeah.
I mean, my God, she's a queen.
Yes.
She's amazing.
It's almost as though she's uh, she inhabits almost an angelic presence.
Mm-hmm. She knows who she is,
Mhm.
and she knows what needs to get done.
Yeah.
So that's what I liked.
Well, it's that light that she's brave enough to be.
Oh, it's wonderful.
Mhm.
It's wonderful. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
And thank you for watching.
Yeah. And we'll see you again really soon. Take good care of yourself out there.
Absolutely do that.